you ready, people? Ready, people? Yeah, since the age of 5, swear been a star in this past size. I couldn't wait till the whole world recognized. But first I had to pay some dues. The journey I took, y'all couldn't walk in my shoes. A young buck, wild and tough from Tallahassee, straight from South City on my pursuit to be happy. Came up out the hood with my hair all nappy, cut it all off. Plus some name nothing, my pappy, the streets tried to trap me, but I had to escape from my destiny awaits for me to be great. And I knew it, so was square, had to show improvement. When I do it, flow was stupid. Now you loving me like Cupid, and I know that you wasn't ready for this. I'm so on point with my targets, I'm sure I won't miss. Just the past, present, and the future. C squared, the household name, something to get used to. I'm here, I'm here.
Hello, and welcome to an awesome episode of The Feature with Cliff Jackson III. I am your host, CJ3. And if you're tuned into this thing live or you're tuned into this thing on the replay, you don't want to miss tonight's show. Tonight's show is coming to you live, and Mr. Richardson is calling now. Hold on. Hello? I'm calling you, Mr. Richardson.
Okay, all right.
We'll be calling you in about the next 5 minutes. Hello? All right. So he knows I'm calling him. So we on live now. So as you can see, Mr. Richardson's ready. Commissioner Richardson is here. So if y'all ready to get this thing here popping off apparently like he is, then we finna get right on into it. But before I do, hello to all my features out there. Hello. What's going on? What's happening? All my first timers and my faithful first time people who've been rolling with me since the very first one. My A1s from day one. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. I appreciate y'all always coming to the show, checking it out, keeping everything that I got going on hot and fresh, man, because this is what we do. And I appreciate y'all, man. For everybody who's tuning in to this thing for the first time, man, welcome to the feature, man. This is where we get intimate and become exclusive with our topics and our guests. And on every day, Monday through Friday, I'm on this thing, man, at 9 p.m. And we have themes on every day. From Monday, it's our hot topics. Tuesdays, our NFL picks. Wednesday is our word of wisdom. Thursdays is our top 10 Thursdays. And Friday, like tonight, it's Feature Fridays, man. We are here getting ready to kick this thing off for our Feature Fridays segment for this weekend, man. Talking to none other than Commissioner Curtis Richardson, City of Tallahassee's commissioner, educator, community activist, and leader, man, right here on the show. So we about to get into it because all y'all could have been anywhere in the world, man. But you're here with me, and I appreciate that. Hey, you want to hit me up and be on the show, you already know, hit me up, thefeature.cj3@gmail.com, or hit me up on my platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Featured with CJ3. I'm on this thing every night, Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. Monday through Friday, man, on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Go subscribe right now to The Feature with CJ3 on my YouTube and my Twitch channels. And listen and download on all major outlets and podcasts or wherever you go enjoy your podcast. And donate and support the cause. Please send your donations to my Cash App at $RightTouchSports, PayPal, paypal.me/RightTouchCJ3, or anchor.fm/The Feature with CJ3. And go download and watch the replays of my past Featured Fridays guests. There is a nugget of knowledge waiting for you in each conversation. And if you want to be a sponsor, you want to advertise, or you want to be featured on the show, send your money to our Cash App at $RightTouchSports. Hey. Okay, so you already know what time it is. We're about to get into it now, man. We're about to call Commissioner Richardson, who is so anxious is ready to get on this show. I'm excited. I'm happy to know that because he's just that type of energetic person, man. I always love his spirit. I always love his energy. And I love what he stands for, man. Um, yeah, like Commissioner Richardson, he's a great guy, man. I've known him for many, many years beyond the fact of him being a commissioner. And for those who are tuning into the show, yes, we in black and white tonight, which is fine. It's all good. As y'all been noticing through the whole week since Tuesday, my camera has been messed up on the computer getting the show. But at the end of the day, we got a show to do. So regardless of whatever technical difficulties that think that there may be, apparently this show was supposed to be done in black and white because that's what we all about tonight. We straight to the point. So if you're to call my guy, Commissioner Richardson, and see what he got going. Oh, don't want to call that number. So we're gonna call Commissioner Richardson now and see what the commissioner has going on for us. Here now, sir, and that's all that matters. We got you here. That's all that matters. I was supposed to call you, so we got you on now. That don't matter. We live and uncut right now.
Okay, I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. How you doing this evening?
Doing wonderful.
Good, Commissioner. Good, man. First off, thank you for even doing this, man. I know you're a busy guy. You stay on the go. I mean, I know you was, moving and grooving, getting to the house, getting ready for the show tonight. So, I just truly appreciate your time and you giving us, my listeners and people who always, checking me out. Just your time tonight, man, and allowing me to feature you tonight and getting people more acquainted and more acclimated with you, sir.
Yeah, well, Cliff, thank you so much. I appreciate the invitation, and I'm honored and humbled that you would have thought of me to invite me to be a guest on your show.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Commissioner Richardson, it's so funny, right? Because we know each other outside the realms of, and the political campaigns that you've had, and at the same time, us working closely with the South City Foundation that we're a part of. But I don't know if you remember me in this regard, but when you were the improvement director for school improvement director in Gaston County.
Yeah.
I was the, I used to come out there and do some teaching out there at Gaston County High School.
I do remember that.
Yes, sir. So it's just so funny to see, like, that's where our initial rapport kind of started. And here we are now working together alongside each other with the South City Foundation and other different community projects and initiatives that we have. And you being, the commissioner of our great city of Tallahassee. And then at the same time, us being great friends, man. And you just willing to do the show. I mean, Commissioner Richardson, I feel like I'm just in a great situation all the time, man. But just to have you on the show is an honor, sir. Trust me.
Oh, this is wonderful. And I'm so glad that we have the opportunity to work again, Cliff, to improve the lives of our neighbors
Right.
on the south side of Tallahassee. The work that you all are doing with the South City Foundation is so important. As a matter of fact, I just sent in a big contribution.
Oh, awesome.
To support you all financially.
Thank you so much. And we truly, truly appreciate you for that too, Commissioner. Thank you so much, man.
And I encourage all of those who are listening to follow me in that regard, because we're trying to make good things happen on the south side of Tallahassee for children and families, but we're going to need financial assistance, or you all,
absolutely,
to make that happen. So I challenge all of our listeners to make that contribution.
Y'all hearing it right here first. Talking to the Commissioner City of Tallahassee, Curtis Richardson, challenging my audience. I hope y'all accept this challenge too, because there's so much love that is being embedded in the south side of Tallahassee. And like we said, man, we just excited about, all the great work that's going on. And thank you again on behalf of the South Side and the South City Foundation. We truly, truly appreciate that contribution, man. Honestly, we really do, Commissioner.
Right.
Yeah, man. So we want to get right into it. This is a conversation between us. but we just letting everybody else in on it. You know, this is my way of just, I always say that all my Featured Fridays guests are people of value to me. And those people are folks that, either I just admire from afar or just admire their work up close or whatever the case may be. It's just somebody that I acknowledge, that I see that's doing great things and getting it and just putting their best foot out there. And you're definitely one of those people. So this is just a night where I want to feature you, talk about you, highlight you, get people more familiar, acclimated with you, and just let them know that beyond the commissioner, hat, you actually are Curtis Richardson, and you're cool dude, Richardson. And you're laid back. And yes, absolutely. So we finna get the real deal Holyfield, and and it all happens always on my show. So I'm gonna start off how I start off every show with my Feature Fridays. Where you from?
I am from what then was a little small country town called Green Cove Springs.
Green Cove Springs, stand up.
That is the home of Mama and Papa Gus. It was a dairy farm, and they sold milk, and it still exists to this day. They've been
really,
but that was one of our claims to fame. We were the home city of Gustafson's milk.
Gustafson's, man. If y'all don't know about Gustafson's milk, man, go to y'all local supermarkets, Dollar Generals, all of that. Gustafson's milk is inside everybody's grocery store. I kid you not. Wow, I never knew that. That is amazing. Yeah. And that's right outside Jacksonville.
That was my hometown. It's 30 miles south of Jacksonville.
Right.
And about 30 miles west of St. Augustine, and we're on the St. Johns River.
Man, that's crazy, man. Right there. So what was the family makeup like? Mom, dad, sisters, brothers? Like how?
I'm from a big family.
Okay.
There was 8 of us. I've lost 4 of my siblings.
Oh, my condolences.
But 4 of us are still living. There was 7 boys and 1 girl.
Mm-hmm.
I was the 7th of 8.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and so 2 of my brothers and my sister are still living.
Wow, that is amazing.
So my mother was pretty much a stay-at-home mom. She had a high school education.
Okay.
And dad was in the military. He spent 27 years in the United States Navy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, man. We appreciate Pops for his service, man. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And it's so ironic, Cliff, because to this day, as we speak, my oldest daughter is a midshipman at the United States Naval Academy.
Wow.
Following her grandfather's footsteps.
Wow. Now, that's a pretty... You know what's even funny? Just to come from a sports background on my end, Army and Navy play this weekend. So.
Hey, my daughter is a cheerleader for the Naval Academy.
Oh man, that's so crazy.
So look for her on the sideline.
I will, and good luck to you in that household.
We had an interesting upbringing. My mother, we were a very close family.
Uh-huh.
My father traveled a lot because he was stationed on an aircraft carrier.
Right.
So he traveled a lot. So my mother, little 5'3" woman, 100 pounds soaking wet, for raising all 8 of us.
Wow.
And we grew up in the segregated South. We lived on one side of town, and we were self-sufficient as a community. We had our own schools and stores. You know the story of growing up in the segregated South. I tell people all the time, I grew up when we had nothing but dirt roads. And Cliff, we had one street light on our street. It was a 100-watt bulb, and we had to go down to the corner and turn it on with a switch.
Wow.
At the end of, when it started getting dark, had to turn the light on and turn it off the next day.
Wow.
Yeah. But we were very close. My mother stressed education.
Mm-hmm.
All of my brothers and sisters have some type of post-secondary education. One of my brothers has a PhD. He's a clinical psychologist.
Wow.
Several have master's degrees because my parents knew that a good education was going to be our ticket out of poverty and for us to live a better life than what they had lived.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
So those were my humble beginnings. We used to sleep 3 to a bed. I was telling a very good friend of mine today, we didn't have air conditioning. We took a bath. We didn't have indoor plumbing. So we took a bath in what we used to call a foot tub.
Right. Right.
And, we had the outdoor toilet. I mean, the whole works.
Wow.
Went up during those times.
Right. A lot of people don't understand, man. Humble beginnings.
Yes.
Create the type of people who are walking tall today, and you never know their backstory. We talk all the time, Commissioner, and we never converse about, how you grew up and stuff like that. Like, we don't go into that deep. So I'm over here, I'm learning new stuff about you too myself. You know what I mean? So that's deep, right? So as far as like high school, coming up with a family like that, and you're in that area with Green Cove Springs, like high school, what was the high school experience like? What high school did you go to?
Well, we integrated schools when I was going into middle school.
Okay.
And so I did middle school and high school in an integrated school, the one high school that we had there in Green Cove. We were the Clay County High School Blue Devils.
Oh, man.
And I was in all advanced classes, and there was me and one other African American female. And so that was my introduction pretty much to white society in our town, because before that, Cliff, we had very little to no interaction. There was a railroad track that dissected our community, and whites lived on one side of the track, and we lived on the other.
Wow.
And if you went downtown and it was dark when you were leaving, the white kids would throw rocks at us from the railroad track.
Wow.
So we couldn't be downtown after it turned dark.
Wow.
That was the environment that existed, when I was growing up in Little Green Cove Springs.
Wow, man, that's something that you gotta sit back and just reflect on, man, and just thank God, you done came from, from those times, but at the same time, we still kind of face those times currently too,
Yeah, a lot of it is still going on, but that's why I stay humble, Cliff, because those are the humble beginnings that I came from, and I've never forgotten that.
Right.
And so that's why I try, and God has blessed me and my family, and so I constantly try to be a blessing to others, to show God how much I and my family appreciate His blessings to us.
Wow. That's amazing. That's a blessing right there. That's real right there. That is real. Wow. So after high school, you experienced that and going through Clay County High School and whatnot. Did you play any sports?
Well, yeah, I did. Going to a little small school like that, you almost didn't even have to go out for the team to play. I was never very good, but I played football, I played basketball, and ran track.
Get it, Kirk. Commissioner out there showing that athletic ability out there, Doc. That's what's going on. What position you played in football?
Believe it or not, I played offensive lineman.
What?
As small as I am, I played offensive lineman.
Oh, man. Boy, hey, I'll pay any type of cash money to see you out there blocking somebody 2 times your size.
Yes.
That is funny. That is hilarious, man. But that's good stuff, though. That's good stuff, though, man. That is what's up.
Yeah. But, after high school, it was always expected that all of us would go to college after high school. And I talked to you about how my mother stressed, education and that being the great equalizer.
Right.
And so she stressed that. So my older brothers all had to go in the military prior to, because my parents couldn't afford to send them to college.
Wow.
And so they all went in the military and then went to college. I was fortunate enough because my dad had retired by that time, and I was able to go directly from high school to college. Now, I had two brothers. All of my brothers, or three of my brothers, graduated from Florida A&M. So I knew I wanted to come to Tallahassee,
right,
because two of them were still here.
Okay.
And I thought I would go to Florida A&M. There's a long story behind all of that, Cliff, but I ended up at Florida State University.
Right on.
So that's where I got my undergraduate education, was at Florida State, and then eventually would get a master's degree. I was in the PhD program in school psychology, and I finished all of the requirements except the dissertation for my PhD.
Right. Wow. So you came on up here to Tallahassee and became a Seminole.
Like I said, I knew I wanted to be where my brothers were, but it didn't work out, that I attended FAMU. But I did come to Tallahassee and spent 4 years finishing my undergraduate degree at FSU in psychology. And then I went to the University of West Florida in Pensacola and got a master's degree in counseling.
Right. You sure did.
And I loved Tallahassee so much that I came back after I finished at UWF. I worked for a little while in a program called the CETA program, CETA. It was the Comprehensive Education and Training Act program. It was a job training program back then. And I worked as a counselor, and I wasn't satisfied with that, so I decided to go back to school, and that's when I entered the PhD program in school psychology at FSU.
At Florida State. We came back to Florida State after West Florida. Now, how was your experience out there in Pensacola at West Florida?
It was interesting. I couldn't wait to get out of Pensacola. It was challenging, to say the least. There was some racial issues in the community.
I'm sure.
The thing that is first and foremost in my mind during my year in Pensacola was we had a Black History program, and there's two entrances to the university, and at both entrances, the Ku Klux Klan had burned crosses. Julian Bond was our speaker.
Wow.
And the Ku Klux Klan burned crosses at both entrances to the university that evening that we had the program. And so that was kind of that was the environment at UWF at the time. And I certainly hope it has changed since then, but I couldn't wait to get back to Tallahassee.
I'm sure.
And that part of the state.
Wow. That's heavy.
Yeah.
That's really heavy. I'm sure you really couldn't wait to get back to this side of the state, for real. Now.
Yes. So I came back, like I said, and I went back to school and started the PhD program in school psychology, and I got a second master's because you had to finish a master's before you could go into the PhD program.
Right.
And so I got my second master's, and I started work. My first professional job was as a school psychologist in the Gadsden School District. And one thing I wanted to mention, Cliff, because it's very significant to where I am today. When I was growing up, this was pre-Voting Rights Act. And so my parents could not vote when I was growing up.
Wow.
And so I didn't see anyone that looked like me running for office in my little hometown, but certainly not holding public office. So I didn't have that example. And now today, and I'm sure we'll get to this a little bit later as well, I have served in 3 different political offices for over 20 years, 2 decades of public service in political office.
Wow. That's amazing, man.
Yeah.
That is amazing. That is absolutely amazing. Cause we definitely finna dive into all of that.
Yeah.
All of that, because as the director, I knew he was for school improvement with Gaston County and everything. When it came time for politics, as far as what you just said right there, cause just from what you stated about you going back home and not seeing anybody look like you running for office, is that what kind of spearheaded your attraction or interest of wanting to get into politics?
Well, it didn't at the time, Cliff, but I think subconsciously the seed was planted then.
Right.
Because when I came to FSU, I think my interest in politics was peaked then. Because one of my first experience with running a quote campaign was I ran for dorm president.
There you go.
Yeah. And so unfortunately I didn't win.
Okay.
There were some racial elements involved there as well.
Wow.
But I would go on to run for student senate at FSU, and I served 2 years as a student senator, and that's where my interest in politics really began. Wow. Yeah.
Wow. That's what's up. That's what's up.
So, yeah.
So when you were elected to the because you served 4 terms as the Florida-based House of Representatives for Tallahassee and Gaston County.
My first elective office was the Leon County School Board.
Right, you was with the school board.
Yes, I ran because, Cliff, at the time, I noticed the inequities that existed in the school district here in Leon County. I lived here while I worked in Gaston County.
Right.
And so I wanted to make a difference. I knew what education had done for me, the opportunities and I wanted to make sure every child, regardless of where they attended school, had that opportunity for a quality education. And that didn't exist in Leon County at the time.
Right.
We didn't have school choice, and, the schools on the north side of town were much better quality than those on the south side.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, we all know how that went back then. And
right.
So I ran for the school board twice. First time I ran against a lady who was a 4-term incumbent. And I was single. I was about mid-30s. I had no children. But I made that commitment. And so when I lost that election, I joined with the NAACP, and we went to the school board and asked them to go to a single-member district form of electing school board members. And they agreed to do that. And so that's why today our school board is elected from districts.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's big.
And so I got elected to the school board. I was the first African-American male elected to the board. And I served 6 years, and 2 years I was chairman of the board.
Wow.
And I'd like to believe that a lot of where the Leon County school system is today was based on the foundation that we established in the late 80s and early 90s during my time on the school board.
Absolutely. I can concur.
Yeah.
I can concur, sir. Absolutely. Now, you served 4 terms as the Florida-based House of Representatives for Tallahassee and Gaston County. Now, tell us about that role and what all entailed with that.
Well, what that entailed, I represented, at the time, District 8, which included parts of Leon and Gaston counties, and it was after Representative Lawson, Al Lawson, who was our current United States Congressman.
Absolutely.
He had been in the seat for 18 years. And
shout out,
the state of Florida adopted term limits.
Right.
And so he was term limited out, and it was a seat that was almost tailor-made for me because it included Gaston County, where I had worked for 10 years,
Right.
and it included much of the area that I had represented on the school board in Leon County.
Right.
And so I ran for the seat, and as God would have it, again, I was elected to the Florida House of Representatives and served for 8 years.
Wow.
And again, I did it because I believed in public service, and I knew that there were some things that needed to be done for our area, especially Gadsden County, because it was because of the voters in Gadsden County that I won the election. I actually lost the portion of Leon County by 100 votes, but I was overwhelmingly supported in Gadsden County. And so I was committed to making sure that things happened for Gadsden County, which I did. My fingerprints are all over Gadsden County, even to this day, for the kind of funding and projects that I brought to that county.
Man, that is awesome and phenomenal. Talking to Commissioner Curtis Richardson, City of Tallahassee Commissioners, community activist, educator, former House of Representative for the state of Florida, Tallahassee down here. So let me ask you this. Back in 2014, you won a special election to the Tallahassee City Commission for a vacant seat from then Mayor and Florida Governor, former Governor elect, Democratic elect, Andrew Gillum.
Right.
You took that seat and that opportunity from. So tell us, how was that opportunity when you got the City of Tallahassee commissioner seat?
Well, let me back up, and before I get to that, and let your audience know that my family and I'm married. My wife is a county judge. We've got 2 daughters. I mentioned my oldest is a midshipman,
right?
Naval Academy, and my youngest is a 10th grader in the public schools in Leon County. And Cliff, my wife and I, before we started having kids, we decided that we would live on the south side of town. So we built our home on the south side of Tallahassee. And that was during a time when it wasn't real popular for young couples like us,
right?
You know, who could have lived anywhere we wanted to in the county to live on the south side of town. And we've been here now for 30 years.
Wow.
And so again, because I lived on the south side of town, I saw how we were being shortchanged in terms of services and investment in this part of town and other neighborhoods like Frenchtown and Griffin Heights and some of the other northern African American neighborhoods. And so when Andrew Gillum, who was a city commissioner at the time, decided he was going to run for mayor, it left 2 years on his term as a city commissioner. And so I felt that I still could serve this community and make sure that we had someone, because prior to that, we had never had anyone who lived on the south side of town
to represent us
on our city commission.
Right.
And so that's what made me determined that I was going to run for the city commission to represent the south side of Tallahassee and other predominantly black neighborhoods in our community. And so I ran to finish out the term of, like I said, then Mayor Gillum. And I served that 2 years. I was reelected for a full 4-year term, and was recently reelected in November to my second 4-year term.
Absolutely, man. And we got to definitely make sure we send our congratulations out there to you right now.
Thank you, Cliff.
Man, and once again, and from all my listeners and from the show, man, congratulations again for winning the election for City of Tallahassee Commission, man, C2. Now, just tell us, how was this one of your hardest campaigns, you would say?
Yeah, it was. It was. I mean, well, all of them. Any campaign is arduous. It's
Right.
at any level, but this one, it was a little different because there were so many different dynamics
Mm-hmm.
going on. You know, but what kept me going, Cliff, is that I love community service, and I want to help improve the quality of life of those who've been neglected over the years.
Mm-hmm.
That's my entire motivation for serving this community, and my public service doesn't stop with my elected office.
Right.
I've served on boards and commissions and task forces and with nonprofit organizations. My wife and I contribute, like I told you, the South Sydney Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm involved with the Boy Scout organization, my fraternity, Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity, the NAACP, the Chamber of Commerce, because I believe in serving this community and making it a better place for all of its residents.
Awesome, man.
And so that's what encouraged. That's what made me made the decision to run for the city commission and kept me going as arduous as this last campaign was.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had a lot of attacks. From people who really didn't know me and what I had contributed to this community, but made assumptions about who I was.
Right.
Without getting to know me as a person and my commitment to our community, especially the Black community in Tallahassee.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And
but the proof is in the pudding.
Absolutely. I was just about to say, you took the words right out of my mouth.
Proof is in the pudding, and I won that election with 70% of the votes that were cast.
Wow.
I won all but 3 precincts throughout the city of Tallahassee.
That's big.
Yeah.
That's big.
And so that says a lot about, the fact that people know who I am. I've served the community, and I've had to serve this entire community.
Right. Absolutely.
And the outcome certainly was a demonstration of that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And man, and definitely what job well done and extremely well deserving on the outcome and results of that election, sir.
Thank you, Cliff.
Yes,
and,
sir.
We've still got some challenges facing
our
community. And I tell you, Cliff, there is no place else I would want to live than Tallahassee, Florida. I love this community. And that's why I work as hard as I do. We've got challenges. We've got issues with crime, especially violent crime. And I'm sad to say, but it's personal because not only have our house has been burglarized twice.
Wow.
Our cars have been burglarized sitting right in our driveway. And Cliff, not hardly a year ago, actually about 6 months ago, a 16-year-old was killed on the church grounds that's about 20, 25 yards from my front door.
Wow.
And so I have committed myself to working as a city commissioner to addressing, those violent crime and property crime issues throughout our community. And that has been my number one priority. We've got, issues because we are such a government town. We're working to try to create more private sector jobs that pay high wages and benefits, and that will encourage these college graduates to stay in Tallahassee so that they don't have to go to these big cities and find jobs. Housing has been an issue for us, and that's going to be huge here coming up real soon because right now there's an eviction moratorium where landlords cannot evict their tenants even if they are not able to pay their rent. Or banks can't evict someone who's behind in their mortgage, but that's about to expire at the end of this month. So we're going to have a huge problem, potentially, with homelessness in our community. And so we're trying to address that now.
Wow.
And, during this pandemic, of course, we've had to deal with the health, making sure that people stay healthy. And I think our community has been one of the lowest in terms of, the coronavirus infection and the death rate, and hospitalizations. So we've tried to work with our partners like FAMU that provided the testing center.
Yes.
And so those are our immediate issues now. How do we continue to provide services to the residents of the city, create good jobs, and deal with, our violent and property crime issue? I think those are probably our three most important challenges at this point in our community's existence.
Oh, man, absolutely, man. Very well said. Talking to Commissioner Curtis Richardson, City of Tallahassee Commissioner. Commissioner, as the commissioner and a former educator,
yes,
do you try, like in meetings, or not even just in meetings, but in your own vision as far as like your plan and trying to put things together strategically, do you try to bring more focus and awareness to education on certain sides of town in Tallahassee that are and may be lacking certain things that other schools may be having?
Well, I do.
Okay.
So I get involved because, like I said, my oldest daughter attended both Fairview and Rickards. She graduated from Rickards High School. And so I have been very involved in the schools. Even since I left the school board. I retired from Lively Technical College. And Cliff, let me tell you, I am convinced that for our kids who don't plan to go to college or who want to delay college, a career in technical education is the way to go. We had kids graduating from Lively Technical College with 2 years of training in welding, going out, getting jobs, making over $100,000 a year.
Wow.
With a certificate as a welder. The same thing in the construction industry. The same thing in, for instance, an HVAC, air conditioning and heating.
Right.
Professional could easily make over $100,000 a year.
Wow.
And interestingly enough, even kids who went through our barbering and cosmetology programs, if they went into business for themselves, if they were highly motivated and driven, they could make that kind of money.
Absolutely.
It's rewarding, it's satisfying, and I tell you, I really believe that's the way to go for our kids that aren't going to college or want to delay college and want to do something else. I am a big proponent of Lively Technical College and the career and technical programs at Tallahassee Community College.
Absolutely.
It's a tremendous opportunity for our young people and adults.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Shout out to TCC and Lively Technical Center holding down the fort for Tallahassee's educational home front. My mother, she used to be the registrar out there at Lively Technical Center. So,
oh my goodness.
Yes. So I definitely understand exactly where you're coming from when you say great things definitely come out of Lively, because I've seen a plethora of people go through those programs and go off and do bigger and better things and create better livelihoods for themselves. So you are absolutely right when you preach that, sir. You really are.
I continue to support the schools on the south side of town and in neighborhoods, like Riley Elementary and Sealy and some of the other predominantly black, what we call Title I
schools, right?
Yeah. Because those kids and their families need our support.
They do.
And they deserve as high a quality of education as students. And the interesting thing about our school district now, Cliff, because we have all these choice programs and charter schools and vouchers, community where African Americans make up about 30 to 35% of the population,
Mm-hmm.
we have a majority black school district. So
Wow.
when I talk about the fact that I grew up in a segregated school system until I was in middle school, we're kind of moving back to that.
Wow.
Cliff, and we've got to be cognizant of that and not let that happen.
Right. That is true. That is true. And we can't and we can't let ourselves lack in the mindset and efforts in trying to let that happen, because we don't need that to happen, not to our communities at all, especially on the south side of town.
Exactly.
So let me ask you this: what are your plans with your team administratively in helping aid the financial burdens happening to schools on the south side of Tallahassee? I was even happy that you brought that up earlier. And I'm talking about schools like Bond, Hartsfield, Oak Ridge. Rickers, they've made a huge transition, being that at one point the school was about to be bulldozed down to now it's one of the most, state-of-the-art schools in the state of Florida, if not already the city, but if not the state,
It looks like a college campus.
It looks like a small, miniature little school, college campus. You're right.
Yeah, but again, when I was on the school board, one of the things that we championed was an increase in the local sales tax by a half penny.
Wow.
For the school district.
Mm-hmm.
And to this day, that half penny, that's why we pay more in sales tax in Leon County than some of the other counties in the state of Florida. The base sales tax in Florida is 6%.
6%.
We pay 7.5% in Tallahassee.
Right.
Because we a half to the school district and a penny for the county. And the money that is generated for the school district, we use to improve schools on the south side of town. Some of the schools on the south side of town, even the physical facility was terrible, Cliff. And
right.
So that's where we are now, is improving even the physical facility of those schools and putting in the necessary technology and bringing in the teaching professionals to give those kids a quality education.
Wow.
Yeah. And so I'm not as directly involved with the schools, as I had been in the past, because now my attention is more turned to addressing those issues from the city commission perspective. But we have a very strong partnership with the school district, because we will be no better as a community than those kids that we are producing as graduates of our school system.
Man, absolutely. Very well said. Very well said, Commissioner.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this. I'm the type of person that I don't mind ruffling feathers.
Yeah.
I'm in the ruffles feathers business. But and this is nothing to you because I see you and I know you. But from your own opinion, and at the same time from your own actions, because you do this and you can speak from this, why do you feel it's important for politicians to be active in the communities that they serve?
Well, the thing is, Cliff, you can't know what the issues are.
Right.
I give you a prime example.
Mm-hmm.
I live just off of Orange Avenue. The segment of Orange Avenue from Wanish Way, which is right there at FAMU High,
right,
west to Capitol Circle southwest. The traffic on that segment of Orange Avenue is horrendous.
Yes.
And so one of the things that I have fought for since I've been on the city commission is to 4-lane that segment of Orange Avenue. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I didn't live over here, I wouldn't know that that was an issue for our community.
Right.
If somebody told me about it. I ride through the neighborhoods in this area. College, University Park, J. Park, Providence, South City, Bond, I see what the needs are.
Right.
And by going to attending activities and events, I get a chance to talk firsthand with parents and residents and business owners about what the needs of our part of the cities are. And so that's why it's important for our politicians. And like, for instance, I don't live on the north side of town, but I make it a point to be involved in activities on that side of town so that those residents who vote for me as well have access to me and can let me know what their needs and challenges are, how I can address them as their representative on the city commission.
Right.
And so that's why I think it is so important that our elected representatives be involved in the community in a number of ways. And I give you an example. One of the things that I've done since March, since we started experiencing this pandemic, Cliff, I have gone out with Farm Share and Second Harvest and done food distributions just about every weekend since this thing has started. Because there are a lot of people out there that are suffering financially right now, and they can't even afford food to eat, Cliff.
Wow.
And so we have to be out there serving our neighbors in that regard. And so that's one of the ways that I do it, is by helping to provide those individuals who are in need with the basics of life, and that is food to put on the table.
Right.
Yeah.
That's real. That's real right there, man.
Yeah.
And it's just as simple as you just stated, sir. Like, that's one of the main things that a lot of our families, literally on the south side of town, of Tallahassee, that's one of the main things that they struggle with, is just trying to put food on the table. And
exactly.
And all we want, and the thing is, there's so many people that's so willing to bring or do like outreach or try to put out that we need it, that the people on the south side needs a handout or some way, form, or fashion. No, we don't want a handout from you. If you're handing out anything, hand out a job application. Hand out a better opportunity for, African American people who may not be making the income that some are making, but we want to be able to be making an income where we can be self-sufficient, you know what I mean? And be able to raise our families. Exactly.
Yes, like they said, we want a hand up.
Right, we want a hand up in things, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and so that's what I've tried to do. I've tried to make those opportunities available. For instance, our minority business program with the city of Tallahassee been pushing to get as much of the tax dollars that we pay to the city of Tallahassee and to Leon County reinvested in our community as possible through assisting our small and minority-owned businesses. Because we know, Cliff, that it's the minority-owned businesses that are more likely to hire minority
people. Exactly.
Yes. Yeah. And so we've been pushing that. We've been trying to get redevelopment and revitalization in our neighborhoods, improving the housing stock, putting the infrastructure in place where you can improve the neighborhoods, the sidewalks, street lights, landscaping, streetscaping, those things that would make this part of town attractive to other people to want to live over here.
That's real. And in order to make it attractive, you got to be willing to put money into the community. Absolutely, man. That's what's up. Man, we sitting up here talking to Commissioner Curtis Richardson, y'all. City of Tallahassee's Commissioner. Let me ask you this. Now, how do you feel about the violence that has taken place in the streets of Tallahassee on the south side of town? I mean, we've already, know that there's a bad reputation on the south side with so much violence and crime that takes place over there. But how do we make it better? How do we clean up?
Well, I tell you, it hurts me to my heart
Mm-hmm.
because I would venture to say 95% of it is young black men who are both the victims and the perpetrators.
Right, absolutely.
Okay, now we have an issue with some in the police department. I acknowledge that.
Mm-hmm.
But the greater issue is this issue of black men and women, but predominantly black men, killing other black men.
Yeah.
We as a community have got to address that.
Right.
So I've had, within the last year, 3 murders within a 2-mile radius of my house.
Wow.
One at the intersection of Orange Avenue and Lake Bradford Road at a service station at one of those pop-up late-night parties.
Mm-hmm.
The other was the little 16-year-old that I mentioned that was killed on the church grounds near our house. And the other was, again, a murder at one of these pop-up parties at the Shell gas station at the intersection of Orange Avenue and South Monroe.
Right.
So again, it's personal for me because it's happening right around where I live.
Right.
And so, but it's even more important because, Cliff, those young people are our future.
Right.
And we, in order to ensure our future, we've got to ensure that they live a quality life and their lives aren't snuffed out during their teens.
Right.
And one of the things that is a contributor to that is this whole issue of guns and how these guns are getting into the hands of these young people. Nobody's asking that question.
Nobody.
Trying to solve it. But we, as a community, Cliff, we have got to play a larger role in addressing that issue, partnering with the police and the sheriff's department and our businesses in the community and our education institutions to make sure that these young people have the education and training that they need, the job that they can get to be able to take care of themselves and a family, you know. And I think that will begin. It will begin. It won't maybe necessarily solve it 100%, but at least it will begin to address that violence issue in our community.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because it's definitely something that needs to be addressed.
Yes. Oh, there is
no doubt about it.
It's out of control.
It is. It really is. And to just to mention the first murder you spoke of that happened at the Rattler spot, the Rattler store right down there. That was actually one of my old students that I taught.
Oh my goodness.
So it really affected me more so because I really had I taught this kid, during fourth, fifth, and sixth grade when he was at Kingdom Life Preparatory Academy. So to know of him and to see how his life kind of took a different direction, although he had his head on straight, smart kid, was focused on his musical career, and regardless of whatever was going on in the streets or what he had going on personally, I knew him, and when he recognized me, it was always yes sir, Mr. Jackson, no sir, Mr. Jackson, and always kept it respectable and commendable. However, you can't always be everywhere when they are around their peers and doing whatever it is, X, Y, Z, what they're doing, so so I do reconcile with you on that one. I do feel how it's happening in your own backyard and closer to home. I mean, trust me, when that one took place, it definitely hit close to home. Just knowing the rapport that I have with him and his family, so I definitely get it. Let me ask you this, Commissioner. This getting right closer to some other parts of the show. But what's the toughest situation? Beyond everything that y'all argue about or talk about or have in legislature and everything, but just as commissioner for yourself, what's the toughest situation you say you faced as commissioner?
That is a very good question, Cliff. I think it probably has been convincing. I tell you exactly what it was. When I first came to the commission, we have what we call the Community Redevelopment Agency.
Okay.
It's an area where we are specifically investing in the neighborhoods in that area to revitalize those neighborhoods. Bond, Frenchtown, South City, Providence. But when I first came to the commission, South City was not included in the CRA district.
Wow.
And so, Cliff, it took me 4 years working hard every year to convince my colleagues on the commission to expand the CRA district to include South City. That's where the Orange Avenue apartments are.
Right.
And so what happened, because of my persistence in making that happen, we were able to partner with the Tallahassee Housing Authority. We gave them some seed money. They were able to take that seed money and get a $23 million grant to begin the revitalization of the Orange Avenue apartments.
Wow.
And that will start next year.
Absolutely.
And so it was difficult, but I knew it had to be done. And now we see what the outcome of that hard work has been. They will do, starting next year, they will start the first phase of the redevelopment of the 262 apartments in the Orange Avenue complex.
Yes.
And that is going to be transformational for the south side of Tallahassee.
Absolutely. To see the old projects become something new, man, that's going to be a tremendous sight to see. Believe me, I'm a product of South City.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, indeed. Grew up right there in apartment 43, right there on Country Club Drive in them apartments.
Oh, my goodness.
So to see all of this happening and at the same time to be a part of this project and to know your hard work and everything that you've done to even get it to this point, and to know the hard work of those Christique Henrys and Bridget Williamses and everybody who's involved that's making this thing here happen, man. I'm just happy to be a part of this whole project.
And we're so glad that you're involved, Cliff. And, you know, one of the things that I have always tried to do, because as I get older and I'm retired now, I know I won't be able to do this for the rest of my life. And so I've always tried to groom young people to follow in my footsteps. People like Ramon Alexander.
Oh, yeah.
Who I knew him when he was almost in diapers. His dad and I pledged together.
Wow.
He was an intern in my office when I was in the legislature, and now he is our state representative.
Right.
Young men like Vincent Evans, who was my city commission aide and is now in the Biden administration. He was the political director for Kamala Harris.
Right.
And so I've tried to groom young men like that, my current city commission aide, Akhenaten Thomas, so that when I can't do this anymore, I've got somebody I can pass the baton to.
Absolutely.
You know, who will show the same interest and enthusiasm. Young people like yourselves who see what the issues are and are willing to give the time and energy that it's going to take to improve our neighborhoods. Because, Cliff, it's got to start with us.
Got to.
It's got to. We can't depend on other people to do for us.
Right.
They partner with us, but it's got to start with us.
With us.
Yeah.
That is true. That is true. Man.
Like I said, I've worked with young people. I continue to work with young people to try to groom them and encourage them and be an example and role model for them of how they need to be involved in our community.
Man, that is awesome, man. Commissioner Richardson, man, this has been an awesome, awesome conversation, man.
I've enjoyed it, Cliff.
This has been awesome, man. Please let the people know how they can get in touch with you and find you and all that good stuff.
Well, they can reach me at City Hall. My email is Curtis, CURTIS.Richardson @talgov, TALGOV.com. My cell phone number is 850-508-7752. And they can reach me either by email or calling me directly on my cell phone. And if I don't answer, they can leave a message, and either myself or my aide I have a policy that we will call them back within 1 day. If they're not able to contact me when they call, because I believe in that kind of citizen service.
Absolutely, absolutely, man.
It doesn't matter what the issue is; it can be big or small. If your trash hasn't been picked up, and you want to call me and say, Commissioner Richardson, they haven't picked up my trash in 3 weeks. I've dealt with those issues. Or if it's a crime issue, or you want a street light on your street, any of those kinds of issues, my aide and I are here to serve the residents of the city of Tallahassee in that regard, regardless of where you live.
Man, do y'all hear this? The commissioner of Tallahassee, City Tallahassee Commissioner Curtis Richardson just gave y'all his email, cell phone number. That's a number. I got a cell phone number for Curtis, but I don't have that one. Okay. I was over here writing that number down. Like, wait a minute, I ain't got that one, Kurt. Hold on. I got the personal one, boy, but I got to have that city one too. Boy, I'm gonna have to get in contact with you through some things. Man, it's been so cool, man. But before I let you go, I gotta do it to you, man. I do it to everybody who come on my show. I don't care what status they are. They all go through my segment called Would You Rather? And this is a part of the show where I ask you a series of questions, Commissioner, and you tell me, would you rather this or would you rather that?
Okay.
Are you ready?
Don't make it hard over now.
Would you rather be a moderator at a Republican debate or moderate the arguments on police brutality?
Moderate the argument on police brutality.
That's my guy. Ooh, I would want to be there too. I would want to be a fly on the wall on that conversation, for real.
Yeah. And that's not to say that all police are bad. There are bad apples in teaching, in medicine, in any profession.
Any profession. You're right.
But we've got some issues that need to be dealt with with some of our police officers, and so I would want to be a part of that discussion.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Would you rather be popular in the community or popular in City Hall?
Well, I would want to be known in the community as someone who worked hard to improve the quality of life of citizens in our community, regardless of where they live, whether I'm popular or not.
Gotcha. Would you rather be an example on how all commissioners should be, or examples of how a good neighbor should be?
An example of how a good neighbor. Because I don't know that you can be a good commissioner without being
a good neighbor. Oh, man.
Yeah.
I'm loving it. Would you rather see police reform happen or keep it as is?
Oh, definitely reform. There are, and we're doing that here in Tallahassee. We've already started down that path with changing some policies, eliminating policies. We've started a citizen review board. We've got the chief has established a citizens definitely the police reform.
Awesome. All right. Now, would you rather be now this for the family, my Duke's pops? This is definitely for them. Would you rather make them proud and be an educator, or would you rather be uh, a commissioner?
Oh, definitely make the parents proud. Oh, no question. Yeah, that's what's most important.
Absolutely, man. And this is the last one. Would you rather see the South Side thrive in businesses and in lifestyle, or see the South Side decrease in violence?
Well, before we can do the former, we've got to do the latter. Because I'm telling you, people are not going to move to the south side of town. Businesses are not going to locate or relocate to the south side of town unless and until we get a handle on the crime problem in our community.
That is true.
I mean, that's just the bottom line.
I mean,
we've got to handle the crime issue and make people feel safe in their homes and in their neighborhoods before we can expect that people are going to move to this side of town and to locate or relocate their business.
You are so correct about that, sir. Commissioner Curtis Richardson, ladies and gentlemen. My brother, it has been a pleasure. I thank you so much for sharing your time, knowledge, and wisdom with us tonight, man. And Commissioner, this has been fun, man. You got to come back and come do this again, man.
I will do it, Cliff. I have really enjoyed it.
Awesome, man.
It's 9 o'clock on a Friday night.
And hey, I'm happy I can make sure you have a good time at 9 o'clock on a Friday night now. Because I'm sure not everybody would be doing this, especially you after a long week of what you got going on, sir. And for you to give me your Friday, my man, and to give us some good, positive energy and some good information tonight, man, about you, Commissioner. This has been monumental and epic, sir. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart, my man.
Well, great. Well, Cliff, thank you. Thank you to your listening audience. I pray God's continued blessing upon you, and I hope that you all, and I pray that you all have a wonderful holiday season, a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and are we still there?
Yeah, we're still here.
Oh, okay. I heard a sound.
Oh, yeah. That's that digital world, man. I'm just getting everything prepared.
Happy Kwanzaa.
Absolutely. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Merry Christmas to you too, sir.
All right, Cliff.
All right, Commissioner. I appreciate you, sir. Love you, my man. We'll be in touch.
Take care, and I would caution everyone, please be safe out there and follow the CDC guidelines.
Please do. Wear your mask. Wash your hands.
Exactly.
Commissioner, have a blessed night, sir. Take care.
All right, Cliff. You too. Take care.
All right, my brother.
Bye.
Peace. Man, listen. Hey, give me some hearts, some likes, some thumbs up right now for the Commissioner of Tallahassee, Curtis Richardson. Man, if y'all didn't realize the type of commissioner that y'all have, we have in our city, man, down to earth, brother, smart individual, and just knowledgeable, man. Just go in and do what he got to do, man. Take care of business, and he fighting for y'all on the south side. Us, he fighting for us, man. Our people, man. I love it. Can't never knock him, man, because he goes so hard at everything he does. Commissioner Curtis Richardson, man, I am appreciative and forever grateful for that conversation, man. That was awesome, man. Phenomenal, man. Y'all want to be on the show, man? Holla at me, man. Email me at thefeatured.cj3. You want to be on the show? You already know what you got to do. Hit me up on my email, man. I'm on this thing every single night, Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Please go subscribe right now to The Feature with CJ3 on my YouTube and my Twitch channels. And please go donate and support. Please send your donations to my Cash App at $RightTouchSports. PayPal, paypal.me/RightTouchCJ3 or anchor.fm/the feature with CJ3. And go download and watch the replays of my past Featured Fridays guests. There is a nugget of knowledge waiting for you in each conversation. And if you want to be a sponsor, you want to advertise or feature yourself on the show, please send your money to our Cash App at $ Right Touch Sports. Yeah, man. Yeah, Doc. Hey, I love my show, man. Curtis Richardson on this thing, making it happen, man. Y'all don't understand. You just don't get the commissioner of your city on the show like that, on just anything after hours. Are you serious? Y'all better pay attention to what's going on my show, man. This here ain't your average joke. So, what we finna do, we finna get into our moment, though. We finna make this thing here happen. And I am so excited because I can't wait to make this thing here happen. So, you already know how I do it. It's time for your boy CJ3's the featured song of the night. Yes, and I am so excited about this one. You know, it's Christmas time, so I got to do the honorable thing and get ready for Christmas. Yeah, man, this one here is an old school. It's a classic. I think Home Alone really made this song popular, truthfully. But I bet a whole lot of y'all don't even realize that black people sang this song. So we gonna get it going with my boys tonight, the Drifters. Oh, I thought I had them. I don't. That's not the Drifters, y'all.
Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where those trees are listen and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow, and I am dreaming of a white Christmas with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright. And may all your Christmases be white. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops listen and there to hear sleigh bells in the snow. Yeah, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright. And may all your Christmases be
Tune in. This coming up weekend, next week, December 18th, is going down this weekend, on December 18th. On Friday, my Featured Fridays guest will be none other than the talented, awesome hair designing, film, TV hair designer, celebrity hairstylist, hair department head for movies and TV shows, a consultant, production maker, and Mona B, CEO of her own company. Andrea Bowman, listen, if y'all not here for this show, dog, I don't know what to tell you. Y'all gonna miss something that your asses need. Especially if y'all females with hair and all that good stuff, you might want to pay attention to this show because you're going to hear from a celebrity hairstylist who actually do the celebrities' heads. All right? But I'd be so remiss if I ain't tell y'all about this. All right, so check it out, right? So this is what we got going on. When it is time for the new show to pop up, I gotta let y'all know how this thing is going because it's that serious. Oh yeah, it's that serious. Now, I'm just here to tell you now, it's that serious. Yeah, man, we finna get this thing here crack lacking, popping off, just how it's supposed to. Peep game now. I told y'all I got a Christmas gift for you. And for those who don't know about this Christmas gift, you might want to tune in on Christmas Day because we will be unwrapping a phone call conversation with none other than the Bernadette Stanis. Bernadette Stanis will be on the show. Family from Good Times on Christmas Day. Y'all better make sure y'all are here on this show Christmas Day, 9 p.m. right here on the beach. I will have Thelma from Good Times on the show. You don't want to miss this one, Doc. And guess who's going to be on this thing in 2021? Man, let me let y'all in on this one. We got Eugene Granger, happening in January, Frank Murphy in February. I got my boy Spaghetti Young Drake in March. I got February coming up with Joseph Ward. Joe Ward, my boy from the Freedom Train Radio Network. Man, y'all better recognize TP pulling no big man with the under the radar basketball scout Nick Maddox, another not even county commissioner for Leon County, and over the Big Ben Boys and Girls Club. Man, we got a kind of former first state player and former #1 high school recruit in the country. I got my boy David Moyer, Miami Rich Life season. Oh man, if y'all don't know nothing about Miami Rich Life, close the line. Man, y'all need. Alright, keep on wearing all that other crap you don't want to. Sam Carter with Carter's Corner, man, by far one of the most influential and popular non-profit organizations helping these young kids around here in the city of Tallahassee. Right here on the feature, man. I can't make this stuff up, dog. Like, this is stuff that's really happening. I feel like a black and white movie right now, dog. You feel me? Like, this how serious this stuff is, cuz I'm kind of like, you can't lie about this. This is the real damn stuff. Now, man, it's time for another one of them CJ3s. True stories. And this is a part of the show where I tell a true story about the topic or the guest of tonight. And tonight's guest, Curtis Richardson, man, listen. I love this dude. I don't know if he really understands and knows how much I truly admire him and really, really, really like just, you know, just really appreciate him for the things that he's done for this city, for our community where I'm from. But my first real initial meeting and greeting and rapport building with Commissioner Richardson actually took place back in 2000 and I want to say 2012, 13ish. I was bouncing around at this time from school to school as a teacher. I had just finished maybe like 1 or 2 years at East Gaston at the time, and then I left to go be a teacher in Leon County for a brief moment, and then I went back to Gaston County, however, but they didn't have me in a particular classroom and teaching a particular subject. It's kind of had me floating as a teacher, but Curtis Richardson found out about me, knew who I was, and grabbed me and was like, he needed me to do science. He needed me to teach science and chemistry in a class for a teacher, I believe. I think I don't want to say he got in a fight with the student, but I can say that he just didn't want to come back. I'll say that. So when I get there, Curtis Richardson, as soon as I come in, he's like, all right, you all right? I was like, I'm fine, sir. He's like, are you ready? I was like, yeah, I'm ready. He's like, this ain't your usual bunch now. Are you ready for these guys? I said, yes, sir. I taught here before, so I think they see me, they'll recognize who I am, and they'll understand that I don't take no mess. I didn't take none when I was here. So he was like, all right, well, I'm leaving you in charge of everything. You got everything under your control. He said, you need any assistance, just let me know. I said, is there like any, lesson plans or anything that's been left behind or anything like that? He was like, nope. You got to make all that stuff up on your own. There's some benchmarks that'll help you along the way. But other than that, this is your class. I was like, you kidding, right? He's like, nope. Make it happen. And I had to literally like figure this thing out at this time of year. And they gave me like I think it was like a good 3 weeks, 4 weeks. And throughout the whole course, the kids, for some reason, were coming to class. They were on time. They were making sure that their grades was right. They were turning in their grades and making sure they was learning this stuff from me. Like I was teaching these kids something that I ain't gonna say that the other teacher wasn't doing, but it was totally different from what they were getting before. These kids was actually excited about learning. They was excited about retrieving and retaining the information that I was, feeding them. And it was one particular day, Curtis Richardson walked in on my class when I had like a game going on where I had like certain groups at certain tables was all together cohesively and working together to, answer the questions that I was asking. And he came in and he saw that, and after class and whatnot, he pulled me over to the side and he was like, Cliff, I gotta say, I walked in impressed, brother. Like, I was highly impressed with how you had the class controlled, how they were actually engaged, how they were actually, in tune to what the subject was and the questions you were asking and the game itself. He's like, brother, I'm impressed. And he's like, you got a future doing this. And I knew I was heading to my sports agency stuff, and I was doing that at the time and was hoping that, I get a draft pick that year. But yeah, I just let him know, man, like this is something that is a part of me. But he saw something in me and gave me confidence in doing that at the school, and and it meant a lot to me knowing that he had enough confidence in me to leave me in the classroom and facilitate that, those students and get them to a better place where they need to be, and to be a part of that. Yeah, how can you not, feel especially some kind of way in that regard, special, honored, and just appreciated, knowing that, somebody of his magnitude and his caliber saw something in you and paid it enough to at least say something to you about it. And that's my true story with me and Mr. Curtis Richardson. I'm sticking with it. You want to be on the show? Holla at your boy, man. Email me at thefeatured.cj3@gmail.com or hit me up, man, every day, every night, right here on Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter at The Featured with CJ3, because I'm on this thing, man, every night, Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitch. Please go subscribe right now to The Featured with CJ3 on my YouTube and on my Twitch channel. And go listen and download on all major outlets and podcasts or wherever you go enjoy your podcast. And please donate and support the cause. Send your donations to my Cash App at $ Right Touch Sports. PayPal, paypal.me/Right Touch CJ3. Or on Anchor, anchor.fm/The Featured with CJ3. And if you get a chance, go download and watch the replays of my past Feature Fridays guests. There is a nugget of knowledge waiting for you in each conversation. And if you want to be on the show, you want to advertise, you want to sponsor, you want to be featured, then do so, man. Send your information right here to our Cash App at $ Right Touch Sports. Listen, man, and every great hero in the world, all of them deserve some theme music. If I had to give Curtis Richardson some theme music right now, this would definitely be his. He's a sporty-oty, dopalicious man. You hear me? He goes hard day in, day out for his community. And I respect him as a man, too. And that's the type of thing that we got to do as men. We got to start standing up for our families. We got to start standing up for our community, our neighborhoods. We got to learn how to be good neighbors to our neighbors. Even if our neighbors are assholes, we just need to learn how to be good neighbors. And that's just an important key element and key advice for black men. I hope my brothers, y'all watching this tonight, man, because as much as I know we kid around, we joke, and we, y'all may see me around the streets and, we'll laugh and taste or whatever, but real talk, iron sharpens iron, which means I don't want to hold myself accountable if your iron not as sharp as mine. So to get you on my level, I want to make sure I drop some dimes and some knowledge on you. And please, don't let me get dull on some things that I may not be sharp on. I'm hoping that you'll be that type of brother that'll give me some information and some knowledge on some areas in my life where you see that I may be dull. That's what it's all about. Everybody got to get together and make this thing here happen, man. Can't nobody reach down too further without holding somebody up and pulling somebody else up. All about each one teach one, man. We got to make this thing happen. You already know how this is. But I'm going to leave y'all cool asses with 4 things. I'm going to let y'all know this too. After tonight, you will not see me from Monday to Thursday. You will see me Friday of every night leading up to January 1st. Once we get past January 1st, that following week, January 3rd. Oh, 4th. That'll be Monday. Won't it? Yeah, that'll be Monday. Yeah, on the 4th, we'll kick things back off from Monday to Friday. But starting next Monday, don't look for me. I may even do a watch party. I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna let y'all know. I promise I'm gonna post everything and keep y'all abreast of everything that's happening. But do not look for CJ3 in the feature for the next couple of days. Only on Fridays, man. This is it. I'm going back to my first format just for the next couple of days, couple of weeks. It's Christmas holidays, New Year's. We got to get ready, got to get prepared, man, for everything that's happening. I don't know if y'all know this or not, but my high school, Rickards High School, is playing in the semifinals tonight for state championship. I don't know the situation. I don't know the score. I don't know if them boys even won yet, but I'm just proud to know that after 30 plus years, them boys back in the state opportunity to go to state. So I'll let y'all know what happened leading up to those, you know what I mean? So check my post, check everything out, man. Tonight I want to thank my brother Curtis Richardson for coming on my show tonight. Thank you, sir, for blessing us tonight and delivering that awesome conversation and those words of wisdom and that knowledge. That I appreciate that coming on my show. Thank you all to my features out there, man. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, watching the show. You have no idea how awesome you guys are, how much y'all mean to me is my reasons to even make sure that my face is in front of these computers to make sure that y'all are getting the best show on a Friday night. Nowhere else. You can't get this shit nowhere else, Doc. What else am I leaving out? I don't want to forget nothing. I hate when I do that too. That's my part 3. Alright, so don't look for me on next Monday and the Monday after that one and the Monday after that one. I'm all Fridays. I'm finna take it out. I'm signing out. I'm chilling, relaxing with y'all, getting my mind right. I'm just chilling. See how I'm just prolonging the music? I need for y'all to understand what's going on. I'm kicking it. I'm getting ready for 2021. All my feature Fridays guests, please get ready for the beautiful, talented Andrea Bowman. please make sure y'all get ready for Mona B. Oh, that's a beautiful woman. And she's so intelligent. And she's so bad. So y'all get ready for that conversation, because that's definitely going down. And please be sure to be here for Christmas Day as we talk to I'm talking to, well, that's a childhood crush for a lot of people, old men, even young men like myself. That woman's still fine. But boy, this is going to be an awesome conversation. I just can't wait to just pick her brain and talk about all the awesome things that she was able to do on camera, man, with good times, man. Working with a great cast like that. That's going to be fun. So y'all make sure y'all here, man. You know, December 25th and December 18th for Miss Andrea Bowman, man. I can't wait. I'm excited. There's so much going on right now, man. Please make sure y'all go tune in to my past Feature Fridays guests. Them folks are out there. Go hit some Feature Fridays and go also hit up some old hot topics and NFL picks and Word of Wisdom Wednesdays, and especially my top 10 Friday Thursdays. Y'all got to go check out my top 10 Thursdays. Go check them things out. I might even do me a best of top 10 Thursdays one night. I don't know. It's going to be a random night. I don't know. But just know that I'm going to pretty much have complete autonomy over these next couple of weeks on how I do this. Every Friday night, I'm going to be right here on this show, though. That's for damn sure. Y'all make sure y'all here for that, man. But my 4 things, I'm going to do it now. Stay safe. A lot of crazy people out there. Stay smart. A lot of dumb people out there. Stay clean. Not dirty-ass people out there. And stay your ass home. Not too many people want to see your ass anyway. You feel me? So just stay home. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy your life. Make it happen. Congratulations to my girl, Erin Terrell, for signing with Stony Brook University. I taught this little young girl. I coached her. She was on the first basketball team. Was mine. Kingdom Life. We made her. Renita Barnes, we made her. No, but congratulations to Erin. Erica, whenever you sign a girl, you already know what time it is. Your congratulations are coming. But congratulations to Erin Terrell, man. If y'all know who that is, she's by far one of the baddest little point guards in the country. And she just committed to Stony Brook. Actually, today, she signed a contract. Well, it is one. But she signed her letter of intent today, man, to Stony Brook. So congratulations to her. It's extremely well deserved. I can't wait to go see her do all the great things that she's going to continuously do in her life as an athlete. I can't wait. So I'm looking forward to it. Until then, man, y'all just continue to keep loving on you, boy, man. I don't know how I wanna. Normally I would end the show. Normally I end the show with with my theme song. You know what I mean? I end the show with the theme song, but I'm gonna go here tonight just cause I can. And I think it's a good thing for me to do it like this. I'm just going to sign out in this regard. This has been a great show, man, by the way. Curtis Richardson came through. But, yeah, man. I'm just going to let this one just stay right here. I'll see y'all later, man. Enjoy yourselves. Enjoy Christmas. Get with me on the 18th. Get with me on the 25th. Get with me on the 1st. All of those are Fridays. I'll be here every Friday. Peace. Enjoy yourselves, man.